Okay, the title of the unit 3 is State Space Analysis and Controllability and Observability Concepts. Okay, so these topics are very familiar to you. Why? Because these concepts are already learned by you in your previous semester, that is in advanced control systems. That means some of the concepts such as what is meant by the state transition matrix and what are the different methods of state transition matrix and how to determine the state transition matrix, properties of state transition matrix. Okay, so these are the topics which are learned by you in your advanced control systems. The same concept is also going to be discussed once again, but these concepts are related to the digital control system, that is only discrete systems. Okay, apart from the state transition matrix, we are going to learn the concepts regarding to the controllability and observability. Okay, so before entering into the concepts of the controllability and observability, we will discuss once again what is the state transition matrix. Before that, what is the state matrix and what are the different state transition matrix we are having, and we will discuss the properties regarding to the state transition matrix. Okay, all the state transition matrix are related to the discrete control systems only. Okay, so let us enter into the chapter. Yeah, this one. I hope all of you are visible. My screen is visible to you. So the first concept is state variable technique. That means the state equation formations. The formations of state equations. As all of you know, as of all of you know that that uh, for determination of the state equations, for determination of the state equations, we must have we must have input as well as the outputs, inputs and outputs. So so let us consider let us consider a linear system. Let us consider a linear system which are having inputs from 1 to p and similarly outputs from 1 to q. Let us consider an linear system in that u of t are the inputs. U of t are the inputs. How many inputs? The inputs are varying from 1 to p. 1 to p. And similarly, the outputs of that linear system is C of t. C of t. And the outputs are also going to be varies from 1 to q. 1 to q. Okay. And and this particular linear system consists of consists of state variables x of t, and x of t is going to vary from 1 to n, 1 to n. That means x1, x2, x3, so on up to xn. Okay, make sure that in order to form and state equations, that means the formation of the state equations depends for a linear system in which u of t are the inputs and c of t are the outputs, and the u of t inputs, the number of inputs are varying from 1 to p and outputs are varying from 1 to q, and the state variables are going to vary from x1 to xn, x1 to xn. So so this particular discussion, what we have discussed, all these particular things are going to be represented as a matrix form. Matrix form, that is that input vector U of t is nothing but a matrix from u1 of t to up of t. Why? Because what are the number of inputs we are having? That means inputs are varying from 1 to p. Therefore, that particular inputs are going to be framed as a matrix and represented as u1 of t to up of t. And similarly, the output of the matrix, the output of this particular vector is going to be represented as C of t. C of t is going to vary from C1 of t to CQ of t. And also, the state variables are going to be represented as x of t, in which x of t is going to vary from x1 of t to xn of t. xn of t. So, so, so we are having the three particular matrices. One is the input matrix, output matrix, and state variable matrix. That means input vector, output vector, and state variable vector. Okay. Therefore, the state equation is going to be represented as the derivative part of the state variable vector. The state equation is going to be represented as the derivative of the state variable vector, that is dy dt of x of t is nothing but the function of x of t, that is state variable matrix u of t with a variable t. The state equation is going to be represented as the derivative part of dy dt, derivative part of x of t, derivative part of state variable x of t, that is d by dt of x of t, which is nothing but function of x of t, u of t as a variable of t. And the output equation is going to be represented as c of t, which is nothing but the function of x of t, u of t with a variable t. Make sure that the state equation is going to be represented as the derivative of state variable, that is d by dt of x of t, which is nothing but the function of x of t, u of t, and t. And the output equation is going to be represented as c of t, which is the function of g of x of t, u of t, and so with all these considerations, we are going to frame the expressions for the state variables. That means dy dt of x of t, dy dt of x of t. We are going to frame the expressions. That means d by dt of x1 of t is nothing but taken as x1 of x1 dot. Okay, therefore x1 dot is nothing but a11 into x1 plus a12 into x2 plus so on up to a1n into xn plus b11 into u1 plus b12 into u2 plus so on up to b1p into u2. And similarly, x2 dot means d by dt of x2, it is going to be represented as x2 dot. So it is going to be represented as a21 into x1 plus a22 into x2 plus so on up to a2n into xn plus b21 into u1 plus b22 into u2 plus so on up to b2p into u2 and it is going to be varied from 1 to n. That means n number of the state variables are there. So xn dot is going to be represented as an1 into x1 plus an2 into x2 plus so on up to ann into xn plus bn1 into u1 plus bn2 into u2 and so on bnp into u2. So all these particular equations, that means this derivative part of x of t, that means from x1 dot to xn dot is going to be represented in the form of matrix as like this: x1 dot, x2 dot, so on up to xn dot is nothing but matrix of A11, A12, so on up to A1n, A21, A22, A23, so on up to A2n, so on it is going to be carried out up to an1, an2, so on up to nn plus this x1, x2, x3, so on are nothing but the state variables plus b11, b12, b12 and b21, b22, so on up to b23 and bn1, bn2, so on up to bnp into u1, u2, so on up to u2. Okay, so this particular matrix is going to be represented as x dot of t, x dot of t is equal to a into x of t plus b into u of t. X dot of t is equal to a into x of t plus b into u of t. Okay, that means state we are going to frame a state equations. State equations is nothing but x1 dot of t, sorry, x dot of t is equal to a into x of t plus b into u of t. In the similar fashion, the output equations are going to be represented as C1 is equal to D11 into x1 plus D12 into x2, so on up to D1n into xn plus E11 into u1 plus E12 into u2 and so on up to E13 into u. Okay, these outputs are going to be represented from 1 to q. 1 to q. Therefore, the last equation of output is going to be represented as CQ is equal to dq1 into x1 plus dq2 into x2 plus so on up to dqn into xn plus eq1 into u1 plus eq2 into u2 plus so on up to eqp into u. Similar fashion, in this one, these particular equations are also going to be represented as a matrix form, that is going to be framed as C1 to CQ. That means C1, C2, so on up to CQ is equal to D11, D12, so on up to D1n, DQ1, DQ2, so on up to DQn into X1, X2, so on up to Xn plus E11, E12, so on up to E1p to EQP into U1, U2, so on up to EQP. Okay, so this output equation is also going to be represented as C of t is equal to d into x of t plus e into u of t. Okay, therefore, finally, the state equations or the state transition equations. That means we are going to frame two equations. One is the x dot of t is equal to a into x of t plus b into u of t, and c of t is nothing but d into x of t plus e into u of t. These particular two things are nothing but called as the state equations or state transition equations of a linear continuous data system. Okay, why? Because it is always presented in t. Therefore, it is called as the linear continuous data system. Okay, these are the two equations, state equations or the state transition equations of a linear continuous data systems. Those equations are x1 x dot of t is equal to a into x of t plus b into u of t, and output equation is c of t is equal to d into x of t plus e into u of t. These are the two equations, two state equations or state transition equations of a linear continuous data system. Okay, in this one, that means all the variables are nothing but represented in the form of matrix. Therefore, the order of matrix A is n by n, order of matrix B is n by q, order of matrix D is q by n, order of matrix E is q by q by. Okay, these are matrices of state transition equations or state equations of a linear continuous data system. Linear continuous data systems. Okay, this is about the formation of state equations or state transition equations. So next we are going for the Next topic, that is evaluation of solution of homogeneous state equation. Solution for homogeneous state equation. Okay, homogeneous means combination of different things. Combination of different things. It is the general meaning, but the meaning regarding to our syllabus is the system which is going to be satisfy the superposition theorem is called as homogeneous system. The system or the equation which is going to be satisfying the superposition theorem is called as the homogeneous state equation. Homogeneous state equation. Okay, homogeneous state equation. So this homogeneous state equation is going to be represented as derivative part of x of t. That is dy dt of x of t. The homogeneous state equation is going to be represented as the derivative part of x of t. That is dy dt of x of t is equal to a into x of t. A into x of t. That means it is going to be represented, the derivative part of dy dt of x of t is going to be represented as x dot of t is equal to a into x of t. X dot of t is equal to a into x of t. Okay, the state transition matrix phi of t satisfies the above homogeneous equation as the state transition matrix means the state transition matrix or the state matrix is going to be represented as phi of t. Phi of t. Therefore, the state transition matrix phi of t satisfies this above homogeneous equation. This equation, therefore, replacing x of t with phi of t, we are going to get dy dt of phi of t is equal to a into phi of t. This x of t is going to be replaced with phi of t. Why? Because phi of t is nothing but state transition matrix. In the previous one, we have discussed about the state transition equations. Here, the state transition matrix is going to be represented as phi of t. That means it is going to be evaluated by just substituting x of t with phi of t in this equation. Therefore, dy dt of phi of t is equal to a into phi of t. Okay, so applying the Laplace transform for this equation, applying the Laplace transform for this particular equation 1, we are having, that means introducing the initial conditions also, it is going to be obtained as capital S into x of s minus x of 0 is equal to a into x of s. Here, this is the equation. We have to apply the Laplace transform for this equation on both sides. We are going to get s into x of s minus x of 0 is equal to a into x of s. A into x of s. So taking this a into x of s this side, we are going to get si minus a into x of s. That means taking x of s as a common thing, just multiplying that s variable x with the identity matrix, we are going to get si minus a into x of s is equal to x of 0. Taking this x of 0 to this. Therefore, x of s can be represented as si minus a inverse into x of 0. Inverse into x of 0. And applying the inverse Laplace transform for this one, we are going to get x of s is going to be converted as x of t is equal to Laplace inverse of si minus a whole inverse into x of 0. X of capital X of 0 is going to be converted as x of 0. Okay, x of 0. applying the initially we have applied the Laplace transform for this equation x dot of t is equal to a into x of t. That means with the consideration of the initial conditions, this equation 1 is going to be converted with the Laplace transform as s into x of s minus x of 0 is equal to a into x of s. Taking this a into x of s this side and taking x of s as a common one, we are going to get si minus a, where I is nothing but a identity matrix, into x of s is equal to x of 0. Therefore, x of s is going to be taken as sa minus a inverse into x of 0. And after that, taking the inverse Laplace transform for this equation, we are going to get x of t is equal to Laplace inverse of sa minus a whole inverse into x of 0. Okay, this equation is going to be compared. This equation is going to be compared with the state transition matrix, that is x of t is equal to phi of t into x of 0. Okay, therefore finally with the comparison, the state transition matrix is going to be obtained as this one. Phi of t is equal to Laplace inverse of sa minus a whole inverse. The state transition matrix is going to be written as phi of t is equal to Laplace inverse of si minus a inverse Laplace transform of sa minus a inverse. Okay, is it clear? The state transition matrix, that means in the problems you will ask us, you will give the matrix regarding to the capital A. For that capital A, we have to determine the state transition matrix. So, in order to determine the state transition matrix, we are having the expression, that is phi of t is equal to Laplace inverse of sa minus a inverse. Okay, so this is the state transition matrix expression for the state transition matrix. Okay, and this particular state transition matrix can be also represented as e power at. Phi of t is equal to e power at. So whenever you are able to find out phi of t is nothing but called as simply state transition matrix. Okay, this state transition matrix can also be represented as e power at. E power at, that is I plus I is nothing but identity matrix plus at plus 1 by 2 factorial into a square into t square plus 1 by 3 factorial into a cube into t cube plus so on taken. Okay, the state transition matrix is going to be represented as e power capital A. Okay, so for non-zero initial time, t naught, the solution for the homogeneous equation is going to be represented as x of t is equal to phi of t minus t naught into x of t naught. That means if initial time is going to be considered as t naught, if initial time is going to be considered as t naught, the solution for the homogeneous state equation is represented as x of t is equal to phi of t minus t naught into x of t naught. X of t is equal to phi of t minus t naught into x of t naught. Okay, this is the solution regarding to the homogeneous state equation. Okay, now let us discuss about the properties of the state transition matrix. That means the state transition matrix is represented by phi of t, and phi of t satisfies the following properties, that is phi of 0 is identity matrix. That means substitution of t is equal to 0, we are going to get an identity matrix. And inverse of state transition matrix is phi inverse of t is equal to phi of minus t. If we are going to find out the inverse of this state transition matrix, it is simply equal to substitution of t with minus t. Substitution of t with minus t. And similarly, phi of t1 minus t2 into phi of t2 minus t3 can be taken as phi of t1 minus t3. This is nothing but the associative property of the state transition matrix. Phi of t minus t1 into phi of t2 minus t3. Phi of t1 minus t2 into phi of t2 minus t3 can be taken or written as phi of t1 minus t3. It is nothing but the associative property of the state transition matrix. And similarly, phi of t1 into phi of t2 is equal to taken as phi of t1 plus t2. Phi of t1 into phi of t2 is equal to phi of t1 plus t2. Okay, it is nothing but the convolution property. And similarly, phi of t1 divided by phi of t2 is equal to phi of t1 minus t2. Phi of t1 divided by phi of t2 is equal to phi of t1 minus t2. Okay, and similarly, phi of nt is equal to phi of t whole power n. Phi of nt is equal to phi of t whole power n, and this particular property is nothing but called as the multiplication with a variable. This property is called as the multiplication with a variable n. Phi of nt is equal to phi of t whole power n. Okay, so these are the different properties of the state transition matrix. Once again, the state transition matrix properties of the state transition matrix can be asked over 2 marks or 4 marks. Okay, depending upon the weightage of the question, these particular properties of the state transition matrix can be asked for 4 marks or 2 marks in your external examinations. Okay, once again I am going to discuss these particular properties of state transition matrix. State transition matrix is represented as phi of t. If you substitute the t value as 0, we are simply getting as an identity matrix, that is phi of 0 is equal to this one. Phi of 0 is equal to I. And similarly, taking the inverse of this particular state transition matrix, we are going to get the value as substituting of t with minus t. Therefore, phi inverse of t is equal to phi of minus t. And also, coming for the associative property, phi of t1 minus t2 into phi of t2 minus t3 is simply called as phi of t1 minus t3. Phi of t1 minus t3. And also, phi of t1 into phi of t2 is equal to phi of t1 plus t2. Phi of t1 plus phi of t2 is equal to phi of t1 plus t2. Convolution property. And phi of t1 divided by phi of t2 is equal to phi of t1 minus t2. Phi of t1 minus t2. And finally, the last property is multiplication with a variable n, that is phi of nt is equal to phi of t whole power n. Phi of t whole power n. Okay, so these are the different properties of the state transition matrix. Okay, so for today's we have discussed about the formation of state equations or state transition equations, and after that we have discussed about the solution of the homogeneous state equations. The state equations we are having are x naught of t is equal to a into x of t plus b into u of t, and c of t is equal to d into x of t plus e into u of t. These are the two state equations or the state transition equations of the linear continuous data system. And similarly, we have discussed about the solution of the homogeneous state equations. In this homogeneous of the solution for the homogeneous state equations, we have derived the expression for the state transition matrix as phi of t is equal to Laplace inverse of SA minus A whole inverse. State transition matrix is going to be represented as phi of t. Phi of t is equal to Laplace inverse of SA minus A whole inverse. Okay, so this is the expression for the state transition matrix phi of t, and the solution for the homogeneous state equation with the consideration of non-zero initial time as t naught. T naught, we are going to get a solution for the homogeneous equation as x of t is equal to phi of t minus t naught into x of t naught. This is the expression which is going to be representing the solution for the homogeneous state equation. Homogeneous state equations. And after that, we have discussed about the different properties of the state transition matrix. Okay. So in the next class, we will discuss the solution for the non-homogeneous state equation. Non-homogeneous state equations. Okay. So with this, I am going to wind up the class for today. Thank you everyone. Be safe during these pandemic situations. Okay. Thank you everyone.